All right, we're live.
What's up, Bobby?
What's up? What's up? Happy Friday.
Happy freaking Friday, man. Welcome to episode 5, Rainmaker podcast. Dude, we
Yep,
need a theme song.
I know.
You know how No One Left Behind gets a theme song? We need a Rainmaker theme song. I'm gonna write
Yeah,
it down. Rainmaker theme song. Uh I think
yeah,
we planned this episode for a week out. And we're like, yeah, let's get a guest. Let's have like an interview style podcast, like talk to them about what they're doing, da da da. And we got so busy with other stuff.
hmm yeah, yeah. We ended up not getting the special guest, but it was timely. We were like, hey, we got No One Left Behind challenge next week. It's like 50. It's 5 teams, right? 50, 50 people making calls. 50 freshmen you can call, or newer people into the sub 2 community, and then 5 closers.
Yep.
And I think how many operators? It's like 4. I think it's there's some operators in there, and then there's a coach that'll help coach the newer people, the callers. And there's 3 Rainmakers, us, me, Myron, and David. And so it's like what we wanted to use the time was how do 3 Rainmakers organize and balance and make sure things run smoothly, so that the most important thing, the 50 people are getting the opportunities to make calls and getting reps, and even more importantly, the closers have appointments scheduled. And
Yep.
you have been a part of a couple of these. The challenge has changed quite a bit, and as the teams are larger now, the in-person teams. So we'll just like to get to a point too where it's like, hey, especially if you're a Rainmaker or you're someone that's trying to operate a team, it's like these teams are pretty large. How do you manage this and make sure things run smoothly?
Right. I mean, it's interesting how I think the first one in October, it wasn't 10, it was more like maybe 15 people. And now we're looking at, would you say 55?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I don't know. I'm just so maybe I'm deliriously confident about how we can produce leads. Like I know that we can do this. It's just not even an issue as far as generating leads. Like I don't even like I'm not even scared about it. But what does give me stress is day 1, where it's Easter holiday, and then the next day we need to have leads ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's like, okay, cool. What's I it cannot go I cannot get it can't get harder. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it cannot get harder to do this. So like I welcome challenges anyway, but so these bigger ones, what has been happening, and I'd say it maybe happens to a degree every challenge, but the bigger ones, the more people we get, um, people will start kind of like being sly, and they'll um, take someone else's appointment. You know, they'll delete what's there in the appointment slot and put their own stuff there, so they get the phone call made for them, right? And um, okay, hold on. That happened maybe twice. I don't want that to be like, oh, that's happening left and right. That happened maybe twice, but I have the solution for that, Bobby. We're
Okay.
gonna use our CRM to make a calendar that has a Calendly appointment. They can select the appointment, and when it's done, it's done. Like you can't overwrite it. And then we can just log into the CRM and see what the appointments are. That easy, right? So
Yep.
well, I'll work
Okay.
on that today. Or actually, we can both work on that today. But I still want to go with we'll send out. Here's what I'm thinking. Between today and tomorrow, I'm going to be sending out offers. I'll be sending out LOIs with LOI Blaster so that I'm not doing that Sunday. I don't want to send out LOIs on Sunday. I don't want agents to receive LOIs on Sunday. If they go to their inbox and they see it because they're whatever done eating lunch or whatever, that's on them. But like, I don't want any of us to have to think we have to work tomorrow. So in all of that, what I want to do is between today and tomorrow, produce the appointments for Monday. Okay. So we have 15-minute time slots. You know what? I've actually forgotten when does it actually start? What time does it start?
It's like Monday at 11 a.m. is the workshop, Arizona time. Pulling lists and sending LOIs.
Okay. But it starts at 5. On my thing, it says it starts at 5. Oh, you know what I can do? I can go to her.
Oh, with the team.
Yeah. So like when are closing calls going to be made?
Okay. I see 2:30 p.m. Arizona time.
Okay. So if it starts at 2:30, I'm going to say calls should start probably 30 minutes after that. So 3 AZ time, Monday. And you know how it goes. That's a fluid time. It may change as it may change Monday, what's going on. So, oh, that's the wrong one. Daddy, you said you would get please. Yeah. So anyway, what we need to do is put some in a bowl, and then you can have those. Don't eat the whole bag. So we need to figure out what they are. What time, and that's permanent. That does not erase ever. Okay. Sorry, my kids are rolling. Huh? Yeah. Talk to your mom.
What's up, everyone? What's up, Verzon? Chance?
Oh, we got people coming. Oh, I was on the other chat. So, okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So we have a bunch of people. We have whatever. You know what's interesting? I saw an email from or was it Facebook or email? He goes, I want 20 more people to join. Newbie, freshman.
I did not see that.
So if it's 55, it's going to be 75. It's going to be somewhere in that range. So, yeah. So what I'm thinking is we have our 5 closers and we have our 5 lead sheets, but the Calendly is the same Calendly. Like it's just one link for that calendar. And we just go starting at 3:30 or whatever it is, 3:30, 3:45, 4 o'clock. Just we put that one calendar all together.
Mm-hmm.
The meeting that they had yesterday was like, you're on a team, but really this is all for one. So we don't want people like trying to pit against each other. We're all together. If we get a deal, we all get a deal. So that's kind of where it led me to just that one Calendly link.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And obviously what I'd love to do, because everything with these challenges ends up being out the follow-up, like anything else. Like the follow-up is going to be huge, right? No matter the amount of contract you send, all that. A lot of things can get done at that. There's some things that can get done in those 4 days to where, maybe we get a contract out and the only follow-up that's needed then maybe is from not like the operator side or maybe, something like that. But for the most part, the callers that are there are going to have to continue to follow up with these leads. And to me, I'm like, all right, that follow up is so like, how do you keep that going? Like the CRM is, I don't know, to me, where do you see now? I know when we're doing these challenges, right? The idea is very minimally, like here's what you need to be able to start to generate these leads, get warm leads, and get contracts sent, and get something under contract with within a team and all that, right? And so there's not introducing too much technology and all that. There is some things that are needed, but the CRM, you know, I don't know. To me, I'd like the ability to use that CRM because of the follow up afterwards. Because keeping up with everything in post challenge is where it's tough. So I'm not sure if there's a thought there. Maybe it just happens in parallel, right? Like we still keep everything as simple as possible for everybody in the spreadsheets, all that stuff. But from a Rainmaker, from our side, it's starting to input that data so that we can make sure we're staying on top of those leads even post challenge.
Yeah, you're 100% on target. I was looking, there's a WhatsApp group for last month and they're asking what's going on, what's going on. And honestly, I just see Trisha answering, like Trisha's like, I'm still working on it. Like Trisha's workload is like just crazy. So to take over follow up is going to be, honestly, I think that's where we are going to make, if we can, that's where we make money. We're right now, it's kind of like we're just depending on a one call close, and those do happen. But like, so if it's something that's really hot, he gives it to Jade. Jade starts drawing up a contract, gets on the phone with the person, and then they get it done, right? But if it's something that's kind of like, let's follow up a little later, the freshmen are kind of like, who's doing that? Is that
Right.
me? Is it you? Is it Trisha? Is it who is doing that? And so we need that communication. And I think you and I talked about this, but like, I think we need to write down everything that, like, for us, every single appointment that gets done, that gets called, we have the notes. We have the notes on it. We know what to do, how to do it, who's doing it, all those things. So
Okay.
I guess, Trisha has been the person who is mainly doing follow-up, and that's just because she's raised her hand and started doing it. So I wonder how we could do that differently. Could we just put something in the CRM, like a 2-week, an introduction and a 2-week follow-up, or what?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just we can use the CRM as much as we need to.
Yeah. I think that'd be great. Like to me, that's because honestly, that's how you continue to run these things and making sure that we're staying on top and not one, there's transparency, or there's ownership of those leads, and you can see what's going on with it, what stage it's in, and the last contact and all that stuff. And then the other side too is I mean, we could have an automated or workflow of like some type of communication, even if it's a quick text or something like that, to keep on top of it. Because then it shows the team too. I think when I was in the challenge in November, you learn so much on pulling the leads, how to have the conversations with the agent, what happened, or how to have the conversation, that like intro call with the agent, then not closing it, and even like underwriting and sending out the contracts. But the follow-up, I didn't, even then I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how stuff gets done. And then the reality too of it is it's all follow-up. And so being able to show the team that and how critical that is, and seeing that within the CRM, I feel like it's such a great experience for them too. If they continue wholesaling, or they continue doing with acquisitions team or dispo team or whatever the case is, they'll be able to see kind of how that stuff would run.
Yeah. It makes me want to build out the portal. Like if everything's in that CRM and everybody could, sign in as a portal and see where their appointment or where their deal was in the pipeline. Oh, I need
Like
another
the pizza
thing.
tracker,
Huh?
like the
Yeah,
Domino's pizza tracker.
exactly. Do a
Yes.
pizza tracker where they could just see, not that they would be a user in the CRM, but they'd have like a side. It'd just be a database thing. Like they can just log in with an email type of thing. You know, like put your code, you know what I'm saying. But
yeah. Chance has a good feedback too. Freshmen just keeping in mind, like, set aside a minimum of an hour for calls, keep track of notes, and do your own follow-ups until they're ready to pull the trigger, then send it to the closer.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most underrated things that, I mean, some people say it, if you're in the right rooms, you're in the right calls, like Zooms and stuff, people say it, but it's not something that's, you just don't think of it intuitively, at least unless you're in sales maybe, but I don't have a sales background. So I didn't think about how important follow-up was and how critical follow-up it is. And so I agree, Chance, like follow-up is big. And sometimes if you're coming into this and not naturally in sale, or you're just not, you don't have a sales background, you're not sure too. It's like, how often do I follow up? Like, what am I saying when I follow up? What does that mean to follow up? And then, how many touches is it going to take? Like, that sounds exhausting, right? Like, shouldn't they be ready? And then if not, I just move on. Give me new leads.
Yep.
But it is so important. It's like, takes like what they said, like 7 or 8 follow-ups to close, like or touch points to get a deal done.
I've heard 12 for a long time, but
okay, well, that makes sense.
Around 10 normally. But like, I don't know, these agents are trying to sell a house, and I think I say this almost every Zoom. Like the first day of the challenge, actually a lot of the challenge that you'll see is I send appointments to everybody day one that may not be interested. And it does a couple things. Like it shows that, I'm trying to say the right words. It shows that this is a legitimate thing that we're doing. Like it's authentic. It's authentic. Like literally, we're talking about today and tomorrow, we're going to send out offers so we can have appointments for Monday. It's not stuff that like Bobby and I don't have these from last month, or, hey, I'm sitting on 10 leads that are ready to go. Let's give it to pace because we can show how great things are. Like, no, dude, I will get replies that legit say, I'm not interested. And then I go, okay, let's talk at 3. Let's talk at 3 tomorrow, or let's talk at 3 on Monday. And they don't reply. And hey, I'm sorry, like that, I'm sending appointments. And that's probably not the most ethical thing, but like, I wanted some difference. I don't want hot leads all the time, because then it just shows there's no, I guess there's no drama. I guess you could say that. I'm not trying to create drama, but it's like there's no reality. And so like you'll see these calls come through and they're like, yeah, they're not really interested. And I'm like, yeah, that's because they legit told me they weren't interested. And so like to me, I'm like, it's cool because now you can see on those closing calls how to pivot. It's maybe not the house. And Pace has said this every single challenge. It's all legit. It's not the house. It's that person. Do they have other properties to send to us? Do they have buyers to send to us? Do they have lending opportunities to send to us? Whatever else, random crazy stuff to send to us, And it does a couple things. Like it gets the caller out of their head. Just set appointments. Just set appointments. They may not be interested. Just set appointments. And that was the one with Jabin setting an appointment for a piece, just a land of, it wasn't even, there wasn't even grass. It was just dirt, just a plot of dirt. And he set the appointment, didn't look at anything. I instructed him, don't look at anything, just set an appointment. Ends up being a $200,000 lending opportunity. Oh, there we go with that camera.
Yeah, man. Just took a Google search.
There we go. Got to reinstall the Windows driver. Cool. So anyway, yeah, setting an hour a day makes all the sense in the world. I mean, for us, we kind of have a cheat code because we're sitting there in the room with Pace and Ingrid and Jamil, and the freshmen do not want to let them down, right? There's like a really big push to make appointments. And so I think we have it pretty easy on that front, but the follow-up is where we're struggling. So that's what Bobby and I are trying to figure, like, how do we do this follow-up? Who does it? How do we do it?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, when you had your team like a year ago or yeah, probably a year and a half or so, I remember you made a transition too. And it's super interesting to see how different teams do it. And you made a transition in your acquisitions team to go from having the in this case it would be the freshmen, the equivalent, or the callers, the lead managers, the cadets. They would work together. They'd find out if there's a deal, they'd underwrite it, they would submit it to your team, and then that was it for them, right? Like, and it all depends on the expectations of that team. Before, I think you had it before that we were supposed to follow up, and then it's tough. Again, it's not something that's just naturally like you're trying to get a deal and you're like, oh, all right, let me move to the next one. They're they're not interested. It's dead. And I think the biggest thing is I've gotten quite a few now where they just reach out after a while and they're like, hey, is that still on the table?
Yep.
But I didn't do I didn't do follow-up. This agent is now very motivated to go back through all these investors that reached out. But not every agent is like that. Some of them just let it expire and that's it. Had I been following up, imagine how many more I would have had. And now it's like, now we have 7 to 8 follow-ups even built within the CRM, but it's but yeah, that is the biggest thing. And you made that switch too, to where it's like the closers or I don't know if it was the closer or somebody else on your team would do more of the follow-up.
It was the closer at first, and then and then we brought another person on under them, a lead manager. So the lead manager would go through the CRM, which we were using ClickUp at the time. ClickUp, and the lead manager would go through and do follow up, and then send it up to the closer to have that call. And then the closer, it's like, hey, they're not ready. Kick it back down to the lead manager again. So maybe that's what we're missing. Like, just that person. I think we're missing a couple things, Bobby. It's like putting it in a CRM and giving that responsibility to someone or some people, right? Like, we have not nominated anybody. You're doing follow-ups. It's just Trisha raising her hand, and Trisha's doing a great job, but like, it is a lot. So she's also doing TC work. So maybe that's another conversation for this challenge, is like, we need to just nominate a person to go into the CRM and work with us, and we'll help you do follow-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I'm documenting it down because ultimately for the challenge next week, it is it's unique. I mean, it's definitely different than before. And it's a lot, like, there's just a lot going on, especially when you're in person. It's like, and that was when we had our team in November, which was 10 people. And, people would walk, as from a Rainmaker standpoint, which is totally fine. It was really cool to be in that atmosphere, but people would walk up to you, like the freshmen or the people making calls, and they'd ask, there's a lot of that thing, navigating the CRM or asking about this and that, or underwriting and things like that. And then you definitely want to make sure the closers have appointments, and you definitely want to make sure 55 people have enough leads to call. And so it's just a lot. It is a lot to balance. And like, how do you do so effectively even while you're there? So we talked about, I guess, follow up and things like that post challenge. How have you seen? So obviously it's just a volume thing, right? Is that, and just tell me if the things that you've seen different from doing it as a 10-person team and getting those prepped and ready for one closer pace to now 55 people and 5 closers. What has been the biggest difference? Is it just volume?
Yeah,
Just more
it's just
leads?
volume, and it's I'm so confident this round, especially with you, Bobby. Like, I'm just like, this is not a problem. Because I, like, me myself, I can send out 400 easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if we talk about, let's go, I'm going to say conservative at 70. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say we bring on 70 freshmen. Like, that's to have a, does that make sense? Like, I'm being conservative that we're going to have
Yeah.
more people. So let's say we go all the way up to 70 people. They at least want like maybe 10 phone numbers. Like minimum, we are at least giving everybody 10 phone numbers to call. And
Mm-hmm.
you know how it goes. Some people want 50. Like, they just want more. And so that is the thing we're gonna have to do is like, hey, we probably need 1,400 minimum LOIs to go out by Monday. And here's what happens every single time. We tell them, go make calls Monday. And like Monday and Tuesday, the people who are like have a driving mentality, they make a bunch of phone calls, they set a bunch of appointments, and by the end of Tuesday, we're done. Like, all of the appointments are set for the whole week by the second day.
Okay.
So Anthony's saying 75 a day. I don't know if that means how many LOIs we're going to send a day, but and no, it's going to be way more than that. We're gonna need to send like probably 400. No, sorry. We're probably gonna need to send at least 800 or 700 or 800 a day between the three of us. So like between today, tomorrow, and Monday, we need to bust out a bunch of LOIs so that we can give the team the properties to make phone calls on.
I like that.
Is this for
Okay.
me? Thank you. Okay.
And it's going to be all same markets, same single family, or I mean, there can be small multifamily and things like that too. Has there been any because we got some really cool, unique, different people there, right? That I'm excited to meet in person. Like Casey's gonna be there, and
Matt Starr.
yeah, who taught the low equity badge. Of course, I learned that was a lot of fun. I know he's got a big acquisitions team. So yeah, I'd be curious. Is it still? Because I know sometimes you've pulled in some Texas deals in there just because they're available. How is there enough flexibility there? Because we've done Florida in there when someone was looking for a home in Florida, or do we want to start out and keep it Arizona?
Yeah, let's I'll text Pace. I'll just double check. But
Yep.
I'm gonna land on Maricopa County, and I'll ask him if he wants to go down to Tucson or any other county.
Okay. Cool. Hey Amy. Hey Tracy.
Amy, Tracy. Anthony says no, he made 75 cold calls a day. Oh, got it.
Are you in the challenge, Anthony? Are you doing the No One Left Behind challenge? Do you know what that is? Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay,
today,
cool.
tomorrow, I say we bust out LOIs. I'll get some information from. Actually, I'll text him right now. 1 second. I don't know if he'll answer.
I mean, when we had ours, Yerzan on our team was serving up all types of different leads too, mobile home parks and all types of fun stuff, which I'm sure there's some people on that call that would love to, or on some of the closers that'd love to sink their teeth into those if that comes about.
Yeah.
Of just like it shakes things up a bit, makes it pretty fun.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to pull a list of mobile home parks and send them out to brokers or try to get brokers on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun. Because some of those brokers, have you ever called RV parks, like some of the RV parks that our brokers have under contract? Like those brokers have 20 to 30 parks like available, right? Sometimes I'll get a bunch just from one broker.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have not. I talked with Monica and Trisha last night about this because we want to honestly start to hit those. Like there's like 5 mobile home parks in Reno near Monica, and it's like, can we hit those up? And it's like, all right, well, so going to the broker, that makes sense, because it's not like, I mean, you're not gonna go into those mobile home parks and knock on the door and find the owner. So it's like you gotta find that owner and then have a conversation with them. I'd be curious to see the differences there, and like I want to get into that. I want to start to work in that mobile home parks, RV parks area, and start to make calls there. But yeah, I'm sure some of those do come up. Like, I mean, it's not huge mobile home parks, but we've had one last time. I forgot what challenge. Oh no, yeah, it was the November challenge that we had. It was we called about a house, but on that, in the land, in that lot, there was 2 mobile home mobile home and like 2 RV pads, I think. And then it backed a like car wash.
Yep.
And so it ended up being like a really cool opportunity. It didn't work out on it, but that broker then, sent another piece, the land is just in Tucson. So every now and then, I guess, like those things come up just by accident, or not by accident, but like pulling these leads and thinking you're getting something, or like land, like the deals that you guys got with the Walmart guy.
Exactly.
Wasn't even housed on that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. So I don't know that Deal Sauce can get us RV parks per se. I'd have to really go look. PropStream can.
I looked. Yeah, you can in Deal Sauce.
Okay.
That's how I narrowed down those 5 that were local to Monica in Reno.
Got it. Yeah, dude, I think we should.
Man, that'll be fun. And because then I think about the LOIs and calculator for it too, right? Like it's completely different. I have not seen something where it's like plug and play calculator for that type of stuff.
Mm-mm.
Even, taking the mobile home course, like within sub 2, or the course that was, they had their ways of underwriting, but everybody has their own style of calculators that they use. It's just not as straightforward as a single family.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
The lot may be owned by the person, maybe owned by the company, or the owner. It may be owned by, or the mobile home may be owned by the tenant. It may be owned by the sell. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all these different variables. And I was talking to a guy who's like, he's only doing RV parks, mobile home. He's like, I underwrite everything by hand, because every single one of them is a different, somehow, like little thing, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, if we could like simplify that whole process, it would be insane.
Yeah. I want to, and I also was seeing something about, I know we're going off topic, but Monica sent me something, because we're working on like my Mount Everest and everything, right? So it's like sent me something with being able to put these tiny homes, like these furnished and then tiny homes, like finding land to put those on. And like
Yeah.
these tiny homes are so inexpensive. It's insane, like what you can do with those. And I've always wanted to do that. I wanted to do it for like short-term rental or like experience, like hospitality, like really unique experiences using land and, you know, creating a unique stay for people to like get away. And there's some really cool ones out there like that, but it's just finding the land and then putting in like tiny homes or school bus or tree house or whatever the case is. So anyways, I'm like learning more and more about that, and now single family and finding leads for that is like one thing, and now it's okay, how do you go to the whale, like starting to hunt whales now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're graduating, bro.
Yeah. Yep. So, cool. So you feel good, everything. So for the No One Left Behind challenge, we're just starting to send out the leads today, tomorrow, Sunday, to really start to generate traction, get appointments scheduled for so people that can make calls on Monday, and more importantly to getting the appointment scheduled for closers on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll put together the calendar. Like I'll get all the times for when we're going to start calling on Monday, to, you know, the week. I'll put that all in the calendar. I'll set up the link for, it's not going to be Calendly. It's going to be the CRM version. And Chance said he has some land for you.
I know. I'm gonna hit him up after. We're in a WhatsApp. We've been working together, making calls on acquisition side. So I'm gonna reach out to Chance.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, Chance. Cool.
So I'll put that Calendly. I'll put it together. I'll ask you to just double check it for me, and then what I'm thinking on that is like Monday we can just log into the CRM. We can log into the CRM and write everything down. Like this is for Pace, this is for Jamil. Like it's just in the CRM, right? So when we start sending out those LOIs, we can just go to the link for Monday and schedule it like that ourselves. You know, just keep track of everything. So we know, we have our experience on how it's going to look, how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the JV site together already. So like after the fact, if someone, you know, they've been following up, they can submit like a JV form, because the Calendly won't. I don't know that we'll have the Calendly still. I talk to Ingrid, but
well, yeah, we should set it up within the CRM. Yeah, we should set up like round robin too within the CRM, or if Ingrid's taking those, that's already set up, the appointment scheduling, and we just could do, the thing would be, it's still a form that you can use outside even the CRM.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like Calendly. Yeah.
Okay. So let me get some clarification. What do you think? After the event, after the week, an agent calls somebody back, like, oh, hey, I missed your call, blah, blah, blah. And they talk to the person and they say, I need Ingrid to talk to this agent. Do they get what I was doing is saying, get me the information, submit it to this form, and it goes into our pipeline, blah, blah, blah? Or should we put like her Calendly link on that website for them just to set an appointment for her? Or should we do both?
I wonder. Yeah, you know what would be cool? Yeah, it would be cool to do the form, because you can enter in the information, and then can we create a workflow that when that's submitted, I wonder if we could do that. It would book an appointment on, Ingrid's first available slot. And so it's like we're getting the information about the deal. And then as soon as they hit submit, it's like looking at at Ingrid's window of availability that's already been determined, and it's going to just take that first slot, and it'll take the next slot. I don't know if we could do that much, but that would be great. And if not, maybe it's they submit the deal, and then the follow-up, the second page, or there's a page that says, all right, now book the call for the closer. Thanks for the information. Now book the call with the closer. That's probably more. But if we could automate it, then it would just take it out of their hands and just start to do the next available slot and fill it.
To me, in my mind, I want that freshman to go, hey, we have appointments here. Like, can my partner Ingrid talk to you Monday at 2:00? Like, I kind of want that freshman to do that to confirm the appointment. Because if it just auto books, or like, we don't know if the agent's available at that time.
That's true. That's a good point.
I still can it auto book, but like maybe it's a text that the freshman gets, or maybe it's like the first screen. Like they click, I need a contract, and it goes set an appointment. Now give me the information. No, you're right. Give me the information, then set the appointment for that information. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's determined. It's determined when you're setting that like, and we'll put it in big letters of like, confirm with the agent that this time they're available at this time. Like they confirm with the agent the time. Now they're already going to be going through this for the week as they're there, so they should. But we could put it in the form too, just like confirm with agent before booking. And yeah, and if it gets booked and for some reason something changes, just like anything else, we would just have like Ingrid just work with whoever submitted it to reschedule.
Okay.
If needed.
Okay. I'll put something together and I'll ask for your feedback.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. All right. No, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to it. I'll start to pull maybe me, you, and Dave. I can put us in a group chat, and
yes,
just so we're on the same page of what we're pulling and not stepping on toes, and then we can get. Should all three of us? So all three of us should generate a certain amount. Now you said 700 to 800 a day. That's three of us combined. You would say so, like 300 each, 250 each.
Yeah. Combined.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, because that will, if we do like just 2 days, that will get us close to like whatever 1,500, 1,400, whatever it is.
Yeah.
1,200. Yeah. 1,200, 1,500, something in that way. And then we can give 70 people enough agents to call. That's kind of where my
people. Oh, you're adding the 20 already that you think is going to already be.
What if that happens?
Oh my God. You're right. No, you're right. Let's plan for 20. You can never have too many leads. If anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like conservatively, okay. I want to over plan.
Okay.
I want to, like, there's going to be more people. And if there's not, then fine. I'd rather overshoot that stuff and people not feel left out. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right. I'll get us in a group chat. Then we can start to bring those together. And then David and I too we figure out how we're going to navigate the Google Sheet, right? Like, do we have a Google the CRM, the Google Sheet CRM per closer? Like, should we? I know we're all one team, but there are people assigned to a closer, right? Even though we're all one team, or no?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because I can listen to the call if this was all explained in there, but I didn't.
No, it's fine.
Missed it yesterday.
I would say yes. We get 5 sheets and put everybody's name at the bottom. I don't think that's been. I don't think she's done that yet. So it might be today or tomorrow. But I don't want to put 70 people on one sheet because it will lag, right? So if it's, what is 70 divided by 5? I don't know what that is. 14. Okay, 14 per sheet is fine. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I would do all the closers have their own sheet, but the Calendly link to schedule the appointments just at the top of every page.
Yeah.
So I'll produce that, and then if you guys want to put the sheets together.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, this is good. I know. I think it was a good pivot from our special guest to kind of a behind the scenes of what we're thinking through for the No One Left Behind challenge next week. So, is the first day public to the public?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, yeah, look out for the link if anybody. I mean, we'll post it in our stories too. Our Instagram is at Bobby Souza and at Myron Briley. You can feel free to DM us on there. We'll respond. We'll also send out the link to people for anybody that wants to watch that first day on the No One Left Behind challenge. We'll probably post it this weekend or something. And yeah, for those that are in the challenge, good luck next week. And yeah, we'd love to hear feedback too. Like if there's anything that you guys want us to, because I think it pairs well with anybody that's that's part of an acquisitions team or like has a large team. It's like, how do you manage all these different things? And making sure that you're just feeding the team enough and getting enough to the closers. But yeah, reach out if you guys have any questions. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Have a good weekend, everyone. See ya.
See ya.